All right, let's get right into it. Have you ever had that moment, where you take a prompt that works perfectly in ChatGPT, you drop it into an open source model like Llama, and what you get back is, well, let's be honest, it's garbage. If that sounds familiar, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to solve that for you right now.
So, what is going on here? This is the core problem we're talking about. A prompt that works like a charm in a commercial model just completely falls apart when you try to use it with these amazing open source models like Llama, Mixtral, or DeepSeek. You end up with results that are incomplete, sometimes just plain wrong.
And look, here's a perfect example. We're asking for something super simple, right? Write a Python function to sort a list. But the result from Llama, yeah, it's technically code, but it's totally useless in the real world. There's no error handling, no documentation, no type hints, none of the stuff you actually need to put something into production. It's incredibly frustrating. I get it. But stick with me because we are about to fix this.
But here's the big twist. What you're seeing isn't a bug. It's kind of the whole point. See, open source models are just a different kind of animal. They're trained differently, they're aligned differently. And that means they don't guess what you want the same way the commercial ones do. They need you to be way, way more direct. And that brings us to this very specific skill, what we call open source model prompting. It's really the art of being incredibly explicit. You have to craft these detailed instructions, you have to provide the structure, give it clear examples, you basically leave nothing up to chance. These models are built to be amazing instruction followers, not mind readers. I absolutely love this analogy because it just makes everything click. Think about it. GPT-4 is like your senior engineer. You can give them a vague idea and they'll just figure it out. But an open source model, that's your brilliant, super talented junior engineer. They can do the work, no problem, but you have to give them a perfectly detailed, step-by-step ticket.
Okay, so we get the why now. Let's dig into the how. I'm going to give you a super simple 3-rule framework. And I promise, this is going to completely change your results. You'll start getting production-ready outputs pretty much every single time.
So here they are, the 3 golden rules. First, you have to be explicit. Define everything. Tell the AI's role. Spell out the task. List every single requirement. Second, show examples. This one's huge. Don't just tell the model what you want, show it. Give it 2, 3, even 5 good examples of the output you're looking for. And third, use structure. Your new best friends are sections, bullet points, and numbered lists. They make your instructions impossible to misinterpret. And hey, if you're thinking, is adding examples really worth the extra work? Well, just look at this. The data shows that by adding just a few examples, that's our rule number 2, you can boost performance by over 40% on average. That is a massive, measurable difference. This stuff really works. Now for my favorite part. Let's actually put these rules to the test. We're going to take those kind of pathetic, failing prompts, and we're going to transform them into powerhouse commands that get us exactly what we need. Okay, let's start with code. The bad prompt is just, create a function to validate email addresses. So vague. But look at the good prompt. It is a thing of beauty. It follows our rules perfectly. It assigns a role. You are an expert Python developer. It lays out requirements, like using regex and including error handling. It even gives a crystal clear example of what it wants. Night and day, right? This is how you get code you can actually use. And this isn't just for developers. It works for everything. Look at this content prompt. Write a product description is going to get you something generic every time. But the good prompt, it's laser focused. It specifies the target audience is startup founders. The tone is energetic and inspiring, and it even calls out the specific pain points to hit on. You go from generic fluff to compelling copy, just by being explicit. So why are we spending all this time on this? Why is this skill so important? Because when you finally learn to speak the language of these open source models, you unlock a level of power and control that you just can't get from those closed black box systems. Let me leave you with one last analogy that really ties it all together. Using a commercial model is like going to a restaurant. It's easy, it's convenient, but you're limited to what's on the menu. Using an open source model, that's like being a master chef in your own kitchen. Yeah, it takes a little more skill, but you have total control over every single ingredient and the final dish. And the payoff for learning that skill, it is huge. We're talking about complete data privacy. Your data never leaves your servers.
We're talking about massive cost savings, often cutting your expenses by 80 to 95% at scale. And we're talking about limitless customization, the power to fine-tune a model to be an expert in your specific world. That is the real open source advantage.
So that's the bottom line. You now have the framework, you have the keys to unlock the full, incredible power of these open source tools. You can build a truly limitless AI that you have complete control over. So the only real question is, what are you going to build first?